Just started off with the injuries there from yesterday. So uh, Noah Sewell didn't finish the game with a concussion. So we'll be following him throughout the week here to see when we can get him back. And then, as you guys heard, DJ didn't make it back on the plane with us. He stayed for precautionary reasons at the hospital. Good news is that he's back in Chicago now, and we'll take him day by day. But we did get good news there from that visit, and that was a groin injury. In regards to the game, was just piggyback really on the thoughts from last night. I thought the guys played really hard. Proud of the coaches, proud of the players. Finding a way to win there. That's 2 weeks in a row that game comes down to the wire and find a way to come out on top. So it was a true team win. All three phases came through in clutch moments when we needed it. The three takeaways was a huge deal for us. I think the offense was able to translate that into 13 points, which we definitely needed. Um, I thought over the course there, that second half, there was a little bit of up and down, with the way that game was going. We hit some adversity, and yet that play by Swifty, the 55-yard touchdown, that was really the spark that we needed to reignite us, really the whole team, and you kind of felt the defense come back to life again, and we're able to come through at the end. So the belief is there, and that was really good to see. With that, I'll go ahead and open it up.
First question, Pat Finley.
Hey Ben, can you offer any insight into why a groin injury made it hard to fly last night?
Yeah, that's a little bit more of a personal story there.
Okay. I'll pivot here real quick. And how can you tell that you and Caleb are in sync? And kind of what do you appreciate about him in the middle of games in terms of his intelligence and his feel for the game?
Yeah, I mean, he and I we just got done meeting a minute ago. And so I think what you're noticing is the more time that we're spending together, the more that we're getting on the same page of why we like things, why we're calling it, what we're looking for, and I think it's going to help him to play faster and when you're playing fast, normally everything will slow down for you, and you're going to be in good shape. And so we're still working through that. There's a number of plays there from last night that I think we're really going to get better from. We're banking reps as we go. We're not making the same mistakes. And I think he's getting this broader understanding for maybe some things that we don't talk about that particular week, but yet if we hit them on another week, they do carry over. And so we're just continuing to get more and more knowledge as we go. And so I think that's really key for that relationship. Yeah, I thought last night I thought he did a great job handling the pressure of that particular game. There are a lot of things that were going into it with the hostile environment, with him being back at home, with the weather. I mean, you threw a number of things at us, and yet he was still able to stay composed as you talked about. It's an emotional game. It's a game where the momentum kind of fluctuates back and forth, and yet we're doing our best to stay steady throughout. And so, it's a constant battle when it's going on for 60 minutes like that. But I think he is getting better in that regard.
Dan Reader.
Hey Ben, the illegal formation that was called against Theo late in the game, did you get an understanding of why it was called, and do you seek any additional clarification on what went on in that sequence?
Yeah, I mean the officials they warn you earlier in the game whether someone is towing the line in that regard, and so we did get a warning, and clearly they thought that he was a little too far back on that one.
Also wanted to ask you about the 4th and 1 in the first half, the play that you had dialed up. What were you hoping there for? Obviously, you gave up a field goal opportunity, had a short yardage situation, and then weren't able to convert in that situation.
Yeah, we felt good about that play call there, and in hindsight, still do. That's one of those that we're going to learn from as an entire offense, but not afraid to be aggressive in that situation. They came down and they were playing a version of, you could call it cover zero, with all their safeties down low like that, and we were looking to capitalize on it, and we just didn't come through on it.
Zach Pearson.
Hey Ben, I'm curious after watching the tape and going back, how you think your ta offensive tackles played, and Theo, making his first start on the left side, and then Darnell looked like he had a couple of big blocks on one of those final runs.
Yeah, I think both of them played really well from start to finish. I think our run game as a whole, and not just the tackles, but the entire unit, that's the best that we've played collectively as a group. And I think we gave those runners some daylight, and they were able to hit the holes, and that's why we were so efficient running the ball. It's the most efficient we've been throughout. I think I had us around like 69% efficient, which was really high for us, and obviously had the high yards per carry. It was over 5 yards per carry. So that was good to see. And the tackles played a huge role in that. Like I've said before, Theo, I mean, you wouldn't, he doesn't bat an eye. It's like nothing's too big for him. And I think that about a lot of guys on this team. They're very clutch. Where the pressure and the for a lot of players it can get to you, it doesn't get to them, and they're kind of built for these type of moments, and so he's in that mold. Darnell, it was good to have him back. He really didn't miss a beat. You feel his presence. Not only can he displace people in the running game, but you see what he's capable of out in space as well, whether it's a screen or whether it's one of the toss crack series plays that we had up. So very, very grateful to have him back.
Larry Mayer.
And I wanted to follow up about what you said about Swift providing the spark with the 55-yard touchdown. How important is it to get a play like that when things aren't going well? And how do you kind of explain the dynamic where one play like that can change the momentum for all three phases?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you think a 5 yard completion is going to turn into a 55 yard touchdown all the time. And so that's a credit to him, capitalizing on the fact that he had a one-on-one out in space and was able to go the distance on it. But I think when you're down like that, and really for the whole team, it doesn't matter offense, defense, or special teams. When you're down like that and you're feeling the momentum get away from you, it's not I need to make a big play like that. It's more let me just focus on doing my job a little bit better. And so what is the technique? What's the fundamental? What's the alignment? What's the assignment? It's the little things that you focus on and you really hone in on, and then when a big play comes your way, you capitalize on it. And I think that's what happened there in that instance. But when a big play like that does come to fruition, it really does ignite the entire sideline.
Adam Johns.
Ben, a quick follow-up on that play. Caleb said after the game that he messed up the play call on that 55-yard touchdown. I'm curious, and that it was fixed right when the ball got snapped. I'm curious for your take on how that play unfolded, starting with the play call, and then how the end result kind of made everything seem okay.
Yep, that's one of those that I know that I'm holding those timeouts there in the second half because we're going to need them at the end of the game, and trusting that our guys are going to make the play right, and they did that.
Okay.
Howard.
Can I get one more?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. And then with like the penalties, when they're adding up for your team, and some of them are debatable, and guys are maybe angry about them, like what type of messages do you share maybe to them or through your staff so they keep their composure when some calls seemingly start to add up going against them?
Yeah, I mean that's every week, and so I mean we should be used to it. I mean we've been talking about that since training camp, so hey, hopefully no one batted an eye. Like that's what happens in this league. Some calls come our way, some calls don't. We just keep playing. That's something that we can't control, and so we've always felt that way. There is no point in really going palms up or looking to complain to officials about it. If we need some clarity and the guys want to go talk about, hey, what did I do wrong? I'm all for that, but it's not like we're going to be complaining about anything. We're just on to the next play.
Herb Howard.
Coach, you just talked about that kind of developing trust with Caleb, and he's talked about earning that trust from you over the course of time, specifically with game situations, third down situations, edge of field goal range, not taking sacks, those types of things. Where have you seen him grow the most to earn your trust when it is situational football with key situations going on in terms of what you are willing or not willing to call?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got anybody that's out there we trust right now, and so we're not going to put them out there if we don't. And I'm not saying we're not going to make mistakes. We do. I'm going to have some bad play calls mixed in there, and I'm counting on them to make me right. And just like if they aren't quite on their stuff, then their teammate needs to make it right for them as well. And so I've got complete confidence in all these guys going out there and finding a way. They understand the big picture and the intent of what we're trying to get done. And sometimes when things aren't perfect, they're going to go ahead and work themselves out. And so. Yeah, I think his situational awareness continues to improve. We haven't had many where we're just on the fringe of field goal range and we start going backwards. I think we've been pretty clear in field goal range and we've had some negative plays there, but they haven't truly bit us in the rear end quite yet. I thought what was really encouraging to me was in that 4 minute situation there at the end. We had a field goal pretty much wrapped up, and I called one of our keepers there, and rather than going out of bounds or throwing the ball, he slid and took a little bit of a loss, but understood that the running clock was the most important thing. So he knows. I mean, the guy's been playing football his entire life, and so he understands that. And we continue to work all those situations each week, anyway. So it just continues to compile up for us.
Kevin Fishbane?
Hey Ben, understand kind of what you said about those flags when they happen during the game. Just curious, as a head coach, first time head coach, your philosophy on turning plays in, and if you find value in that, kind of what you do maybe behind the scenes if there's something that might not be clear in the game.
Yeah, I think only if we need clarity on how we're coaching something. There might have been one or two from this game that we weren't quite sure how we need to coach this better. So that's really the extent of it.
Courtney Cronin?
Hey Ben, I know that with Jake, you can put him back on the practice squad, and when Cairo's healthy, he can come back. But how do you evaluate the performance he had last night and what that does for you in the future if you do end up having to turn to him again?
Yeah, no, I think it just builds confidence, not only with the coaching staff with him, but his teammates within him as well. I think it goes a long way for his own confidence in himself too. I mean, I think he knows the type of player he's capable of being. I think we all knew that when we acquired him. We're very, very happy that he's here and he chose to be here with us, and that came through for us there last night. In terms of the future, we'll kind of see how that all plays out, but. Once again, I mean, he came in here for a reason, and we know he's a good football player.
Sean Hammond?
And with the run defense, what do you think? I guess what stood out to you the most, just about the way that they played last night and being able to limit some of those big yards per carry that they had given up the previous couple weeks?
Yeah, I think it started with a little self-reflection there at the bye week of what we could improve on. We talk all the time about our fundamentals, being able to shed blocks, being able to tackle in space. And I think we had a good commitment to that early in the week there with our padded practice. I think the guys embraced that, and I think that was a good first step. With that being said, this particular game, I think Dennis Allen and his crew came up with a really good plan for a way for us to be sound and fill these run gaps. That's a really difficult offense to defend. I can't stress that enough. That offense creates all kinds of issues to many defenses, ours included. And so for us to kind of find what we felt like was the best way to defend that and then see the players bring it to life, it was really encouraging to see. So up front, we were a lot more stout. I thought we did a good job coming off our blocks up front. And then I can't say enough good things about TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds and their ability to fill those gaps in a hurry. I thought those two played a really, really strong game last night as well.
Sean Hammond?
Yeah, Ben, I just wanted to follow up on Cairo too. Was that just a case of you're going to have to kind of see how that injury reacts in practice these next couple weeks?
Yeah, I haven't heard. We haven't had our meeting tonight yet, just on the state of the union here with all of our players and their injuries. But I'll be curious to see how he's doing at this point. But we got a lot of faith and confidence in him. So whenever we can get him back, we're going to be in good shape.
Pat Finley?
I saw you said somewhere today that you caught a little bit of the TV copy of the second half. Um, did the tone of coming from the color analyst there surprise you?
Um, Maybe I just had it on mute.
It sounded like you heard some of what they said.
Yeah, yeah. No, listen, you want respect in this league, you gotta go earn it. And so that's where we're at right now. We need to go earn that respect from not only the rest of the teams in the NFL, but everybody. So that's where we are.
Last question, Dan.
Ben, given the vibes in the locker room in Vegas, and then again last night, it really feels like for a culture that's just starting to build that those are some potential identity wins. I'm just wondering from your perch, kind of what you felt from the guys these last few weeks that strikes you in that regard.
Yeah, listen, I love our preparation right now. I think these guys, we continue to hone that process, taking a lot of pride in what it's going to look like when they come in on a Wednesday and really just understanding what we're asking from them from a coaching staff standpoint. I mean, I go in there to get breakfast and I see everyone on their iPads, they're studying. So I think they're doing a really good job in that regard. That's the starting point. Uh, and yet you go through these ups and these downs, and we're still not playing completely clean. You talked about the penalties that we had. It's far from a mistake-free game. Just really on all three phases, we still haven't played the best football that we're capable of playing yet. And so that's what's encouraging to me as a coach is when it's ugly, we're still finding a way to win, and we're developing that belief. But at the same time, holy cow, how far can we push this thing? Like, let's see how good we can really get this season. Like there's a long way that we can still go, and I think they see that and they feel that, and so uh, I'm really encouraged by it, and it wakes me up in the morning, gets me going.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.